for you.
Hello?
Hello, Jughead. This is Archie. Come over right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Oh, relax, Archie.
Attention, all true believers. Marvel Comics is on the air.
A friend of the unfortunate, enemy of criminals. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle.
Boys and girls, your attention, please. Presenting a new exciting radio program featuring the thrilling adventures of an amazing and incredible personality. Faster than an airplane, more powerful than a locomotive, impervious to bullets.
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, happy Monday. What's going on, Robbie?
What's up, man?
So, we had a special guest who decided to crash our show.
Thank God. They're sick of us.
Mariano Nicieza is with us because every sketch cover we have tonight is Mariano Nicieza working with somebody.
Nice.
So there you go.
Normally the way it goes.
In the second hour, you'll see ours.
So
you saw your stuff and smile.
So Mar, the floor is yours.
It is?
Wow.
No further banter? No.
Well, we can do more banter if you want. John and I specialize in banter.
We run a tight ship here, in case you don't remember, right?
You know what? Maybe I will jump in, and then you guys can do the banter thing.
Go ahead.
Is that
sure?
All right, we'll do that.
Everybody.
We'll break the format of the show.
People surprised. Actually, this works great. I mean, that actually is better where you are. You can see better.
Am I blocking Rex? Is Rex now off camera? No, not yet. All right, close. So actually, I'm excited about today's show because for the first time, we're doing something which I hope we're going to be able to repeat with many, many different artists. I got the ball rolling, but I really want to do this with everybody we're working with. So in essence, what we did was we sort of teamed up. Like, for example, Ken Hazer did the inks on this lovely, this is where I get myself in trouble. All right, there we go. On this lovely Spider-Man piece. And then I came along and ruined it with my colors. But essentially, it's a team up that you're not going to see anywhere other than this show, which is Ken Hazer and Mariano working together. And that kind of inspired me because I obviously have been doing this all along with Mr. Joseph Del Beato. So I said, all right.
Put it down a little more.
Wait, I went too high.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Nice. Without giving people vertigo.
I'm getting dizzy.
So actually, that was the genesis of it. That got the ball rolling where I said, wait a minute, maybe we should do something special for this show. So went ahead and pulled some work from my good friend Tracy Medina and created a collage cover. She did the black and white line work, and then I did some coloring and created a little background collage, and essentially another sort of team up that normally would not be seen anywhere. And then, not to be outdone and inspired by the new Captain America movie, Tony Daniels and Dan Needlinger.
Tony Daniels.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott.
Okay, I thought that was
Tony Scott. No, sorry, Tony Scott and Dan Needlinger pulled together
nice
2 pieces that they had done and made them a connecting cover Red Hulk versus Green Hulk.
So if we don't sell these tonight, Mariana's going to be hurt feelings. I'm just saying.
And I don't want to hear any stories about how you have to feed your family or put your kids through school or your wife will kill you. You know what? The line is in the sand. You'll just have to square up with your wife. Buy the books.
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay.
And when his feelings are hurt, we all in the office have to hear it all day long.
And you know what's worse when his feelings are hurt? Even if there is an artist who happens to have some talent, they get crushed anyway on the phone. What did you think, Mr. Nicieza? Plumbing school is for you, son. Click. It's brutal.
Their attempt at humor is just horrible.
No, this is normal banter.
No, this is normal.
It's not normal. I'm not usually in the office that much anyway, so it
takes them a good hour and a half to get warmed up to start being funny.
Yeah, it's all good.
Thank you, Robbie. So how was your weekend, Rob?
My weekend was great. I had some good times chilling with some good people. I watched Wicked, which was actually a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Wicked.
I have not seen it yet.
I think it's going to be on Peacock like next week or something.
That soon?
I saw. Oh yeah, you can't wait too long anymore, man. I mean, it just people. There's a certain segment of the population that's not going to the movies. I don't care what the movie is; they're just not going. So if you want to kind of make that money, once that initial box office fall off begins to hit, immediately some streaming service begins scrambling for,
So wait, isn't this a Disney movie?
Wicked is Wicked a Disney movie?
It's not. I thought.
I don't.
Not, right?
I don't think this is based on Gregory Maguire. I don't know if Disney acquired the rights to that.
Universal. It's Universal.
Universal. Thank you. I was going to say that.
Oh yeah, Peacock. It'd be on Peacock then, right?
So,
That's why Peacock and not the Disney Channel. Got it.
Makes sense.
I'm with you.
That would make sense.
Dislike anything that's not on the Disney Channel because they've already got stuff on the Disney Channel I want to scrape off of there, like Hulu and ESPN. I don't want to see any of that content. If there was a way I could go into settings and mute all that stuff, I would.
So let's go to shout outs. CJ not feeling well. That's unfortunate. TJ, what's going on? Ed Weird. Let's see who else is in the house. Oops. Wrong button.
I think it's a triple B in the house, right?
Yeah, Ed Weird. Marcus. What's going on, guys? Preston.
Oh, Stevie B.
Barlord.
Did you see
What's
that?
up?
I didn't see that. I should wear my glasses here so I can read the big screen.
Stevie
I'll read you
B.
a question. It says, here it is. How are most of the artists you're working with selected? By submission process? I know Ken was already.
It's right. Ken was already part of the company. There is actually a process, believe it or not, and there's a committee that reviews material, and then the artists are vetted, and then assignments go out to them, and assignments usually go out in chunks of 20 covers at a time. So there's a lot of behind the scenes back and forth before anyone is actually approved. But then once they are approved, they're sort of in the system, and we just keep rolling with assignments.
So they do the sketch coverage you see, and they do sketch cards for train card releases.
In some cases, some of the artists that you're seeing on these sketch covers are also doing work for the company doing sketch cards. And sketch cards is a whole nother animal. For example, Hasbro requires us to submit a list of names of every single artist that we're working with. And then they do whatever internal review process they're going to do. And they get back to us and they say, yeah, this one's greenlit, this one's greenlit, this one's greenlit. Nope, this one is out, can't use them. Never a rhyme or a reason, just a review process. And I don't work with Warner Brothers, but I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers has the exact same deal. So there is vetting that goes on behind the scenes.
Lorena, what's going on? Triple B, Canadian, what's happening, my man? So, any other questions for Mr. Nicieza?
Or if there's no questions, I'll just keep rambling.
Yeah, I know that.
Yes, I need to jump rubbing fingers out of my desk when I go home.
All right. So while we have Mariano here, let's go through the Oh, Mariano. Oh God.
Oh,
So
Should I go
answer
get my
my
glasses? Do I need to go get my
you
glasses?
know,
might,
I'll have
you
to
might.
fill you in off camera about what copper.
Marcus, he is not. I've seen you've asked the question 3 times. Mariano has not seen that sketch cover.
Any chance of getting the, what was that say?
Red Son. Was it Red Sonja attacks
Long-
Coppertone Rex?
So running joke
Yeah, we
about
could do that.
Coppertone.
We could do that in a heartbeat. That was actually my favorite poster when I was growing up as a kid.
What?
The Coppertone girl. I didn't much like the little girl with the dog. But I always
Marcus
gravitated
commissioned
to the-
with was it CJ or TJ? I think it
CJ.
was
CJ,
TJ.
right? Yeah.
Commissioned with, they did Coppertone with me on it.
Look, Jay Lee just did the whole Coppertone poster thing with Vampirella. Why can't we? Yeah, that'll fly. Absolutely.
See, Mariano's down for it, Rex. See, the
Consider
only
it done.
person not down for this is you, Rex. I think you need to get on board.
I'm
man.
killing it tomorrow.
I can
because
only imagine.
Mariano's waiting for me to do stuff to help him. So I'm going to hold that over his head tomorrow. So this project is nixed. It's dead in the water.
If you check the fine print of your Dynamite contract, it turns out Nick can in fact sell this comic.
Yeah, you've signed
no,
away your
cannot.
likeness rights, bro. You don't even realize that, man.
I have to say, I do read the fine print, guys.
Dynamite terms of
Yeah.
service.
because it never came up, because not even Nick could imagine a situation where he would need to get rights from me in order to sell a sketch cover. So
A squirrel is a squirrel from a previous
safely,
Cornelius is that squirrel.
I am safe from that standpoint. So I did read the fine print, and that is not in it. So there you go. So thank you so much, Marcus, for creating this thing that will not go away.
I must interject. Number one, I don't necessarily believe that pencil is Rex's likeness. Some could argue it's not. Some could argue it's not Rex at all. It's just a guy on the beach with a squirrel pulling down his shorts.
Sorry.
And
a
get a hold of that.
Yeah, sorry.
And do a tremendous
Sorry,
justice,
you-
and then I'll get a hold of it, do the colors,
Hey, Mark.
and you got a cover.
Hey, Mark.
We're done. It's home free.
Mark.
Yes, sir.
He
Yes,
uses a
I'm with
cap.
you. What was that?
He uses a cap
Who uses a cap?
on the cover.
Well, maybe it'll be penciled with a cowboy hat, or it's penciled with a
Well, you would have
Maybe
to
it'll turn
change
into a
that.
cowboy hat.
You would have to change that.
Have you ever
The
worn a
aging
cowboy hat?
process and the
No.
coloring
No.
process.
So
I'm from New Jersey. I don't wear cowboy hats.
Or maybe
Thank you,
one of those
Corey.
special hats that's like
and the
umbrella
Wawa
for the
bag,
sun.
yeah, with a Mystics hat and a Wawa bag.
There
Yeah, you could
go.
even do
can't
like
use
a,
that.
a collage where you have like his gobbler wrappings used as the background.
Oh, collage poster.
There you go. Now we're talking.
My lawyer is
That's
gonna have a
creativity.
field day with you guys.
You better
That's
text.
creativity.
You better text your lawyer on the break, man.
Oh, he's gonna have a field day with you guys.
He's on speed dial.
So, again, this week's comments winner for the giveaway. I don't see her in the room yet, but hopefully she's
Mark?
watching.
No.
No. It would be Becky Bate,
Becky.
because she has never asked me to repeat the title to the Powerpuff Girls Valentine's Day special, and she has never made mention of the Coppertone sketch cover. So Becky Bate wins again. Why? Because I like her. Unlike you guys.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Becky get stuff, because you give stuff to people that don't deserve anything.
Yes, which is the rest of them. Because,
I meant me, but okay, if you.
well, you too. But what do you care? There's a giveaway every time you show
I
up.
just realized you're here on the show. I have to stick out momentarily. Please talk to the camera. I have some shopping to do.
Around his desk, I'm sure.
I forget who I said that to one day, and he turned like 3 different colors. Man, this is such a hard get. I'm like, no, it's a Mariano's desk. I got like 3 of them.
Hey, Alberto, what's going on, man? Plenty, my friend, plenty. We have our special guest, Mariano Nicieza,
That would be me.
surprise.
Maybe not
Johnny,
so special,
what's
but
up?
certainly a guest.
Very special.
All right. So the giveaway, the hashtag giveaway of the night is X-Men #1, signed by Steve Fox. Hashtag, as always, EXP Monday, all lowercase. All right. So let's get to the sketch covers while he's still here. All right. So as always, we got Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher. And as always, we got it for $5 to the group. Then we have the DF mystery box. 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. Guaranteed retail value of $200. We normally sell for $100. Tonight we got it again for $85. All right, now on to sketch covers. First up, we got Batman number 145 with Batman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99.
I did indeed.
That's
And
really,
tonight we
really
have it
good.
for $65.
I like that.
All right. So you want to tell us about it?
I'm a huge Batman fan.
Okay.
I've been a Batman
Unlike
fan
John.
for a long
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Unlike John.
Unlike John.
Yeah, he doesn't like Batman.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, I could. That's not entirely true. I like animated.
Maybe you guys can take that out in the parking lot.
No, there's no parking.
I'll bring the camera.
So, I believe this one was inspired by Mr. Jim Lee, and I always try to play around with the colors. Batman has a gray outfit, sometimes a black outfit. In this case, because the background was solid black, and that bright circle, I decided a little contrast to give him a purplish outfit.
What this reminds me of is Batgirl's outfit from the TV show.
Yes,
Which I mean that in a good way. I always love the color.
It's all,
of her
it's all
outfit.
about colors. It's all about the color and color matching. You can see the boots and the gloves are one shade of blue. The cape is another shade of blue. Just, you have to have fun and play around with this stuff. Take some artistic liberties, Rex. Artistic liberties.
Congratulations.
No boy. I can't imagine what meetings must be like in this place when I'm not here.
We try not to have them. All right.
Since I'm not here that often, I usually do it via Zoom, and it's easy to just shut off the link and be done with it.
You guys exchange talking Viewmaster reels, and that's how you communicate.
Maybe. All right.
I love that, man.
So next up, we got Avenging Spider-Man number 1 with Spider-Man cover sketch by Ken Hazer and Mariano Nicieza. I told you, it's Mariano works with everyone. All right. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we have for $65.
Oh, you know who I'd like to see?
Ever since the wait, hold on.
I'd like to
Go
see
ahead,
you-
John.
I
Who
would-
would you like to see? What would you like
You
to
and
see?
Tracy Medina do Golden Age Hour Man because I'm looking at how you color.
Right? Tracy, if you're watching, the Hour Man, that's next on the list.
It's the yellow and black thing. Which, oh boy.
She's working on some stuff now.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. So
we'll throw all that off the board. I think
we'll just add Hour Man. That's all. That's all
So,
for you.
so on
John.
this cover, those
So on
webs,
this particular cover,
those webs
it's
are
not
you.
Hour Man. It's not Hour Man, but heavily influenced by the old '60s Spider-Man cartoon, where they would have that jazzy beat, and then they would have the spider web that fills the TV screen. That's what I was kind of, when I saw that action dynamic pose
Jim,
coming
cue
at
the
me.
music.
That's what influenced me. That's what I thought.
You know what this reminds me of? And you
No, we're done with your reminiscence and your Hour Man and everything else.
No, it's not Hour Man.
No.
They had a 2-album.
Yes,
set
they
with Spider-Man,
did.
remember that?
Yes.
And that's what the cover looked like.
You're
Remember?
right. That's
it was
true.
all, and it was
He was
Spider-Man.
more walking and crawling. It was a John Romita piece. I'm thinking of doing that as a cover. Yeah.
That cover, that album was just.
Yes.
People talking about their favorite
But
album.
that's not for the here and now. You're once again projecting into the future. For the here and now, we have a very rare collaboration with Mr. Ken Hazer, whose talent I admire tremendously.
That hasn't bought yet? Are we offline?
I don't
How's that
know.
not purchased yet? Yeah, check again.
Maybe Mark can cry, stamp his feet, throw a fit. That might
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
you see?
Spider-Man.
Preston
I
wants
can't
to-
see. I don't have my glasses
Preston
on.
wants to put in a claim for the Medina U Hour Man already.
All right, that's in the future. Let's think about the present. Let's think about the here and now, the today.
All right. So next up, Hey, Becky.
Hey, Becky, ta-da! Here's your book.
You are
Hi,
the comments winner because you're nice to me, unlike the rest of these guys. So you are the winner. Jay, let's flash what the giveaway is for Becky, who's nice to me.
It's up there.
All right, there you go. So Becky, X-Men and Fantastic Four #1, signed by Terry and Rachel Dotson. Congrats, Becky. That's what you get when you're nice to me. The rest of you clowns, forget about it.
This is a cool story. I really like this dynamic. I mean, this is a more lighthearted piece, but I really loved when the Fantastic Four and the X-Men were fighting over Franklin. I thought that was just like a very cool sort of, well, he's a mutant. Well, he's my son. I just like that argument. That was very cool. Although the truth is, Reed Richards should have simply waited till the mutants went to sleep and projected the entire mansion filled with mutants right out into the negative zone.
Isn't that a spoiler alert for those of us that haven't read that storyline? Aren't you perhaps giving a little bit too much away, Sir John? Just saying.
And I wanted to do it with the device the size of a cell phone.
Robbie, take over the show, will you please? Will you just take over
the crazy
show?
thing is, shortly after they did that book, Dan Slott in his Fantastic Four run, spoilers, decided that Franklin Richards was in fact not a mutant. And apparently he just thought he was. I don't know. That was silly. Franklin's a mutant in my book.
Like the Submariner.
Like the Submariner. The first mutant, right? Like the John Byrne series. It said it very clearly. Namor, the first mutant, right?
And that would be correct.
All right. Then we have Superior Spider-Man with Punisher cover sketch by Tracy Medina and Mariano Nicieza. This one's a collage.
Yeah, I made a collage.
That's a collage. I love the sky.
I just wanted to create all sorts of crazy colors with this. You always have to work with whatever canvas, whatever palette you're handed with these covers. So there's that printed red band and the printed red logo at the bottom, and then there's a matching red upper right hand corner box or whatever that's called. So I wanted to incorporate those colors as part of the finish. So she kind of had him floating in air or jumping, so I made him land on that rooftop ledge and then made sure that we had like a nice New York background cityscape in that collage. It's kind of reminiscent of John Buscema, and I think it was Submariner #7 from way back in the day. Way back in the day.
Oh, where it's almost like the city is beneath them, and
just like that. Submariner is flying, and they collage New York City in black and white behind it. So it's kind of like an homage to that.
Was that your first collage? It's like a Cub guy working at Young Marvel Comics.
No, I was not around back then, John. I wasn't there in the 60s, John. Wise guy.
No,
you're being wise. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I was around in the 60s. I would have been very.
I was around in the 60s. I was being bottle fed back then, but I was around in the 60s.
All right, so this one's nice. Hulk versus Red Hulk, connecting cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger, Tony Scott, and of course, Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $299.99. And tonight, special of the night, $129.99.
For both of them?
Well, wouldn't do you much good to sell you one.
And they are connecting after all.
Yeah,
so it is for both of them. Actually, that's a pretty good price.
That's my point. It's a really good price. Also, I love when Hulks are drawn that way and not almost like a block. You know what I mean? Like they're so busy trying to make the Hulk so muscular, it's almost like a square, as opposed to.
Actually, Steranko started that when he drew, and then Buscema picked up after.
Oh yeah,
the first time when he
was it
that
Hulk
Captain
Annual
America
1 or something?
No, it was Hulk Annual 1. Hulk Annual 1 cover he did, but then he followed up the Hulk in the Captain America in 2 issues or 1 issue, whatever it was, and he definitely made the Hulk larger, like more gigantic. And definitely made him muscular, made him look more like a human being that was very big and muscular. So yes.
Is anybody picking up Mo Howard vibes off of Bruce Banner's Hulk right there? Just a little bit. A little bit of Mo Howard there, right?
This was actually what I like to call a happy accident, because these artists were working independently and they were producing what I generally call loose pieces of art that will then be cut and used for collage purposes. So Dan did his piece first, and then I received the Tony Scott piece. And the minute I saw the Tony Scott piece, I said, wait a minute, you know what? This could be a real good connecting cover with the other two. So, or with the other one, rather.
Well, the contrasting colors are great here, too.
So, but that, well, then you have to highlight. That's when I start playing around with highlight colors, because the highlights connect the pieces. Even though even the background isn't 100%. It's a circle, same circle, but it's not 100% black on the red background. But the to me, the connecting tissue are the yellow and the purplish highlights in both of these characters.
All right, we got to go to our first break. When we get back, we'll do a quick recap on the new sketch covers of the night. All right, so hang out. We're having fun. Be right back.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance, a song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Whoa. Whoa. Did you miss it? Yeah, they can go by pretty fast. Let's slow down the footage.
Welcome. It's time to skim some comics. Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just tell you that Miles is very important in his role as a vampire. So.
It's fine. If you like Hercules, read it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The art is still stunning. There's a panel, little spoiler, there's a panel in this where Chitauri first hits Lion-O, and he is the best "did she really just hit me" face I've ever seen put in a comic book.
Wow, live reviews of new comic books so you can be ready for New Comic Book Day. What is this? Oh, I see. It's Minute to Skim It. Part of the experience.
Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons, in Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
Hey, we're back. All right, so Mariano had to take off, but let's do, I have some older sketch covers, which I have discounted, different prices. So let's do those. So first up, we got Superior Spider-Man #1 with the Rocket Raccoon cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail $149.99, and we've got it tonight for $45. Then we have Immortal Thor #1 with Colossus cover sketch by Tracy Medina. It's just a retail of $149.99, and we got this one for $40. Hey, Tom Bishop, what's up, man?
I really like the vibe on this one. You know, usually with like I guess the lines or the ridges in Colossus's skin when he like metals out, they're usually very straight. This one's got a little bit of waviness to it, makes it feel more organic. I kind of dig it.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to think of the same. I want the coloring I like too. I hate when they make him too dark.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because on the page it doesn't really pop. So I kind of like it when he's supposed to be metal. You know what I mean? I think this is a great way of showing like a little shine or texture or whatever. Very cool.
All right. So then we got Batman number 428 with Batgirl cover sketch by Tony Scott. I really like this one.
This is nice.
Suggests a retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $45.
And yeah, Preston, that just came off the top of my head. But yeah, Tracy and Mariano would kill an Hour Man, like a Golden Age Hour Man.
So let's go on the list. So hopefully we'll have that in a few weeks.
You know, one of my favorite iterations of Hour Man is the futuristic android Hour Man from the 853rd century. That's really cool stuff. Everybody, if you haven't read that stuff, you should check it out.
All right. Then we have Invincible Iron Man number 1 with Black Widow cover sketch by Kirstine Danica Lim. I made this special of the show, and this one I have priced at $35.
Wow. You know, we talk about how her work has this like manga and anime influence. This in particular, because of how realistically it's kind of like shaded and colored, it makes me think of, was it Tim Burton that did that movie Big Eyes or whatever? Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
I do, and I'm trying to think if that's a.
I think that's a Burton film. I'm not sure. Let me see.
I think it is, but I'm not 100% sure. What this very much looks like to me, it's like, what's the Japanese version of the Star Company? Fujikawa. They're the company that built the Shogun Warriors in the comic. And I thought to myself, this would be perfect to be a book called like the Fujikawa Job.
All right. So let's do a quick Rex cap on the sketch covers. So again, don't make Mariano cry because I got to listen to it tomorrow. All right. So here we go. Batman number 145 with Batman cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail $149.99, and we have it tonight for $65. Then we have Avenging Spider-Man number 1 with Spider-Man cover sketch by Ken Hazer and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65.
Really love this cover. It's really good.
Then
you can see the McFarlane influence in the hands and the fingers on Ken's work, right? You can definitely see that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, then we have Superior Spider-Man with Punisher cover sketch by Tracy Medina and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $65 tonight. Then I really like this one. Hulk versus Red Hulk connecting cover sketch by Dan Neilinger, Tony Scott, and Mariano Nicieza.
Those three killed it on this. They really did.
Suggested retail of $299.99, and we have it for $129.99. Then we have Superior Spider-Man number 1 with the Rocket Raccoon cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have it for $45.
For me, the best part of this is she drew with the Endgame uniform.
With the what?
The Endgame uniform. I love the Endgame uniform.
Right. Oh, right. When they go through the time machine thing. All right. Then we have Immortal Thor number 1 with Colossus cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40.
Remember the bracers too, man. The bracelets. Those sort of got forgotten as time, as time went on. I like that.
All right. Then we have Batman number 428 with Batgirl cover sketch by Tony Scott. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $45.
Yeah, this one is sharp. There's a Batgirl fan out there that will be wanting to find this.
All right. So, Triple B, that's a good question. We'll get to that in a minute.
I imagine we'll probably have a little bit of Daredevil. Especially, I don't know if we have a Daredevil cover up here or something, but
we do actually. One of the ratios. All right, then we have Invincible Iron Man number 1 with Black Widow cover sketch by Kirstine Danica Lim. Suggested retail of $149.99. It is the special of the show, and we have it for $35. All right. So, John, Daredevil, Born Again. What do you think?
I think it's exactly what people wanted. People had said they were tired of these huge team, high sort of, special effects driven
Right.
stuff. They wanted to see something more in game terms. I guess call it street level. You know what I mean? They wanted to see this, and I think you kind of got exactly what you wanted. You saw a somewhat refined version of the Kingpin. I mean, for me, and this is terrible. I know, no disrespect to Daredevil, Kingpin like makes this show for me. I just the performance, the fact that the actor sort of came back with a slightly, I saw a little kind of special look thing where he was really intrigued by the Kingpin becomes the mayor of New York City.
Right.
Not really a spoiler. I mean, this happened, 10 years ago in the comics or something like that. But I just, this is exactly what people wanted to see. And they gave it to you. I was sort of prepared waiting to see negative comments, and I didn't see any creditable negative comments. There's always people that hate stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. That stuff I just, when people post stuff like that, that's like the indication for me to block them on social media. Because if you don't like something that's empirically good, I don't need to. I don't need to see your comments or whatever. There are times where it's okay to bash stuff that was not good. But in this case, the first two episodes of Daredevil were great.
Right.
I was super excited. I thought there would be a new episode today, but I remembered it's on Tuesdays. So I was like,
So, Robbie, what did you think?
I haven't watched it yet, but this is Vincent D'Onofrio as Thor before he became. Because
Right.
I got you,
that's
Jay.
right.
I get your reference. I haven't watched it yet. They only released 2 or 3 episodes. I like that they're not just releasing them all at the same
Two
time.
episodes. I think the first week 2 episodes dropped, and then I guess the third episode is tomorrow.
See, that's good
So-
because I hate it when they drop all the episodes at once, because then like some of us don't have, not all of us are in a permanent state of blissful retirement like John Cole,
No, it's true.
And so like it's great to actually be able to I have time to catch up and start going week to week with it. We were talking about this with things like House of the Dragon 4, water cooler talk. That's something that's missed when you just drop everything and it's done and it's out of the zeitgeist within 2 weeks, so I'm hearing great things about it. I hear that it's the same vibe of the Netflix show, just kind of, I hear that because I was worried that Disney would not be able to do a brutal ground level superhero show because I've seen Moon Knight. So, but apparently they were able to nail it with Daredevil is what I heard. They kind of kept that vibe there.
Is Moon Knight street level or temple level?
here's what I'll tell people, okay? Because on my show Saturday, we had a bunch of people on. We did spoiler discussion. If you were on the fence thinking that this is a Disney-fied show, this show has more F-bombs than the Netflix show ever did. The violence in this is crazy.
He's got more F-bombs than the WWE.
That's true. There's been 4 in WWE this week. But yeah, if anybody out there is on the fence, give those first 2 episodes a shot, man. I felt just like I did when I watched the Netflix series. I think this is going to be fantastic.
Do they have the same opening song? I'm curious.
It's kind of a remix.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It is and it isn't. But even the first episode kind of serves notice that if you were looking for She-Hulk, if you were looking for the She-Hulk devil in the yellow costume, you've come to the wrong place. That is not what. That is not.
Well, with all the Secret Wars multiverse stuff coming up, did Ben Affleck show up?
No, he did not.
Or did the guy from the Trial of the Incredible Hulk show up?
That was probably one of the best lines in Deadpool Wolverine. I don't even know if people noticed it. They asked Elektra, Jennifer Garner, about Daredevil, and I died. She's like, yeah, it didn't bother me that much. And I thought, that's great revenge, man. I love it.
Jennifer Garner showed up. Did she?
In Deadpool Wolverine, yeah.
Yeah, that I saw. No, I thought he meant Daredevil.
No.
Yeah, I didn't see her either.
Well, okay, did Channing Tatum's Gambit show up? Because if not, then I'm not that interested.
No, I think he's going to show up, just not in Daredevil.
So, okay, Ojo, thanks for joining us from Raleigh, North Carolina. Glad to have you. I saw them. I watched them both episodes. It was okay. You know, it's so far the second episode I thought was kind of slow.
Blocked.
What? Sorry, I'm just trying to be honest. The first episode was good. It was kind of a recap. Okay, you know, the whole foggy thing and all that. But the second one was just, you know, a lot of, you know, dealing with Fisk being mayor and all that. It just, I don't know.
Yeah, I love that. I love it.
I felt
the
it was
more I
kinda
get
slow.
Vincent D'Onofrio on the screen, the better. I really wanted this to be Kingpin born again. I don't care about the red underwear dude.
Rex doesn't want a whole bunch of story in his action show, folks.
What's that?
I said Rex doesn't want a whole bunch of story in his action show.
Kind of, yes. That's true, actually, Jay. I got to be honest. You know, I was expecting more. I don't know. But I'm willing to say I'm going to keep watching and see how it turns out. I realize it's a series. So, you know, episode 2, you kind of have to string the story together. So I understand that. But I don't know. Second episode was, I was like, okay. So we'll see how the third is, and down the line, see how it does.
What I really want to see in this show, and I know I'm not going to, but because I over the top everything, I want to see somebody try to escape from Fisk and jump into the Wakandan embassy for protection. And then I want to see how that goes from there.
All right. So now we have the ratios. So we'll get started with that. So first up, we got Star Wars Jedi Knights number 1, 125 ratio by Greg Land. And we have this for $10.
Ooh.
So for the Star Wars fans out there, Bronze Age nerd in the house. What's going on, buddy?
You know what's crazy about this book?
What?
It was a Star Wars comic book that I enjoyed. That's what was crazy about this book. This book.
So
was really
wait, are they making a series on this Jedi Knights? Has anyone heard?
I don't think
This
it's
is
Jedi
as far as I'm aware, this is like the new ongoing Star Wars book. It's like prequel era. It's like right before Phantom Menace or something like that.
Yeah, but is Disney Plus making a series on this?
Not
Not
that
that I'm
they're making
aware
a
of,
series
no.
on this. I think it's like an Old Republic is the series, right? That is the next thing they're working on after like Andor and.
I don't know.
I have
haven't
no
heard
idea,
a
dude.
lot
I
of
stopped paying
rumors.
attention to Disney Star Wars a long time ago.
All right. So next up, we got Red Hulk number 1, 125 ratio by In-Kyuk Lee. And we have this for 10.
He almost looks like the Pit here.
Yeah. What is
Right?
that? It's got that Dale Keown energy to it, right?
That's what I was gonna say. It's got Dale Keown energy. He almost reminds me of the Pit.
Yeah.
Just lose the hair a little bit, change the color.
What's crazy about this book is that it was a Red Hulk book from Marvel that I enjoyed.
Oh, so wait, Robbie, what's the movie of the night?
Dead Ringers.
Yep, Dead Ringers, the David Cronenberg film starring Jeremy Irons in a double role as two pretty much psychotic, problematic gynecologist brothers. Really great movie. It's part of our March Madness lineup. So heck yeah. It's a good movie. And Amazon just recently did a show based on it. And this is based on a true story. It's not a true story, but it's based on a true story from a book called Twins. And Amazon had remade it as a series last year with Rachel Weisz from, The Mummy and Black Widow. So they swapped the genders of the doctors, but it works so well. It was actually a really, really good show. I liked it
It's
a
a
lot.
strong story. And tonight on PCP, Robbie will explain what bifurcated means.
Trifurcated, right?
Bifurcated.
Yeah. Which I found out because of this movie. I wish I had some props. I wish I had some props of the toy of the. I almost said
person
toys.
Who knows what that is knows it from this movie.
Yeah, I wish I had some props of the tools that one of Jeremy Irons' characters creates in this movie. Have you seen this movie, Rex? Have you seen Dead Ringers?
I have not.
Oh man, it's so good. It's on Amazon. You can watch it on Amazon Prime if you got Amazon Prime.
It's a trippy movie, but I mean that in the best way possible.
It's one of Jeremy Irons' best performances. It's like Oscar worthy, I think. He plays two roles. He plays two brothers. And the special effects, usually this movie came out in 88. You think when you have one dude or one chick playing like twins, you can always tell when they're doing the split screen and stuff. This movie is flawless still.
Yeah.
Like 30 something years later, it's still flawless. It still looks absolutely amazing.
Well, I think this is why people, when they get upset with CGI level not being the quality, people will point back to movies in the 80s and be like, hold on a second. We could do this like 20, 30, 40 years ago. Why am I looking at Moon Knight's Cape like this?
There's something about our psychology where we recognize it if it's in camera and we recognize it if it's not, right?
Yeah.
It looks like a video game if it's not in camera. And in camera effects, no matter how cheesy they are, even if they age poorly, we just covered Robot Jocks on the channel. But it's still, we were talking about, like, there's something about it. Like, your brain knows that it doesn't look right. You know, your brain knows they're like models, but your brain also knows that it's actually there in the camera, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So we have to take our second break. So we're going to do that now. Hang out. We're still talking. Like to know your thoughts on Daredevil. And anything else you guys are thinking about?
Should see. I wonder if Nick has seen the first 2 episodes yet. He's like a big Daredevil fan.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of curious if he was like, yes, no. We'll have his thoughts on steak and Jay's dinner a little bit later in the show.
So, Jay, take us a break, bud.
Order Battle Quest comics at your local comic shop today.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there too.
All right, Lyle going in for his second surgery tomorrow. Lyle, good luck, man. Hope everything's going okay.
For sure.
Yeah, right. All right, so next up we got Red Hulk number 1:100 ratio. It's a Frank Miller Virgin. And we have this one for 70.
You know what's crazy about this? This is a Marvel Frank Miller cover that I like.
This is going to be his new gimmick, the new show. You know what's crazy? Starring Rockin' Robbie.
You know what's crazy?
A year from now, people will be like, "Don't make you look suck. I want to get on Robbie's show."
All right. So then the Daredevil book we were talking about.
Jay, you're absolutely right. That's what I thought of. It was like that reminded me of like the Toxic Avenger.
All right.
And Jay just said Toxic Red Avenger. I'm like, yeah, I'm 100% there.
All right. So we have Daredevil number 1/125 ratio by Stephanie Hans. It is a facsimile of the original. And we have this one for 10.
Man without fear of wearing yellow in public. I love that.
There you go.
Because he didn't know. He didn't know he was wearing yellow. that's my headcanon, is that for 6 issues, he just didn't know. And then somebody was like, bruh, I can see you in the alleyway. You're wearing bright yellow. And he's like, what?
You think the tailor from Invincible said, no, really, it's like a black-red color. You're all good.
What is the history on that? Why did he have the yellow outfit before?
I know that it's what was initially designed, but I know it wasn't working. So I know that they redesigned it. Who did it? Because that was in 7. Bill Everett was the original artist, right? I think. Nick will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that...
Gene Colan changed it?
Was it Gene Colan? Was that when he came in, or was it Wally Wood?
Oh, maybe. Oh, you know what? Now I'm not sure.
Did everybody hit that thumbs up?
Hit the thumbs up. Oh, and here's another Nick question. Who changed Daredevil's costume to be red?
Wally Wood.
Well, thank you. Wally Wood.
Word. Cool. I knew Nick would back us up on that.
Thank you. We were. I didn't know if it was like, at first I thought it was Gene Colan, but then I'm like, no.
No. Bill Everett drew number 1. Bob Powell, I think, drew number 2 and 3. I think Wally Wood came in just after that. And then it was going back and forth. I think Joe Orlando may have done some. And then you would see Wood inking other people here and there. Marcus probably knows all of this. And yeah, Miller is getting work doing these covers, and they do sell. In regards to the Daredevil TV series, episode 1, slow burn. Episode 2, predictable, but it needed to go there to move the story forward.
That's kind of what Rex said too, a little bit.
Well, not quite the same, but yeah, episode 2 was kind of slow for me.
But it was predictable. You knew what was going to happen to make it something.
Yeah, I don't know that was the best combination at that point. Well, I don't know.
All I know is that Pam didn't like the first episode, and instead of fighting with her, I said, so I'm going to watch the rest of this series by myself. She's like, go ahead.
I like the first episode was a recap of sorts, so I kind of
it wasn't a recap nor a reset, but it was a transition episode.
There you go.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
that's
so
really
I did like the first one.
Real quick, I see Bronze Age Nerd in the chat. So what's up, homie? You should watch Robot Jocks, by the way. You haven't thought about it in a while. Wasn't Daredevil's yellow costume based on his boxing outfit? Didn't that come later? Wasn't that like Man Without Fear or Daredevil Yellow, where they kind of introduced that idea? Nick, do you remember that?
I can't remember if it was Miller and Man Without Fear or Daredevil Yellow. Or obviously, it wasn't Daredevil Yellow. Keep in mind, I mean, the whole thing is like, you can't tell colors, you're blind, Now, the one thing that really is interesting is if you look at the Golden Age Daredevil in the first 6 issues of Silver Streak that he was in, he also changed costumes in issue 7. So
it's kind of like an addition.
And actually, I think that the first 6 issues he may not have spoken, or he didn't speak later. I can't even remember.
I don't think he spoke in the beginning, and I think somebody touched on that in the
Project Superpower.
Project Superpower,
but I can't remember where. Nick did. I did not dress him.
That's great. If he had the pants would have been more red, man.
Yeah, but the boxing outfit makes sense.
I'm super glad to see Daredevil back in the spotlight, though.
Maybe the yellow was kind of like Batman's symbol, having yellow around it to make it.
Maybe.
And so they were like, "Hey, we're going to be shooting at your arms and legs and head, right?" We can see your arms, legs, and head no matter what.
It was cool to see him wear that though. What in She-Hulk?
Yeah,
Yeah, She-Hulk, that was cool.
And I think that was a choice because they probably didn't want, although Charlie Cox jumped in and played the role, which was great. I think they wanted it obvious to be like a little bit of separation.
I didn't see Brave New World. I don't know if anybody else did.
I have not.
John.
Oh,
Thomas Bishop hates it, so
I saw it. It was all right. It's okay.
did not see it.
I've seen
Wait,
Brave.
I still haven't even seen Deadpool Wolverine. Although, isn't it called Deadpool?
No, I think it's called Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh.
I think.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I mean, just turn it on and watch
it. Dude, I got Reacher to watch.
I started watching
Deadpool.
Forget Reacher. I want the other guy.
Anybody here watch Mayor of Kingston?
No.
I haven't watched it this season.
Okay, so you know the crazy cop, the guy who's always like,
what is his name?
The guy who's always in the lead, like willing to take everybody down, and he gets the crap beat out of him by the bikers.
He does.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but in episode 2, he played a bad cop. He's the bad cop.
Oh man! Apparently now in Hollywood, if you got a bad cop, you text him.
He's typecast.
So you know what? The way Hollywood is now, if they typecast me something like that, I'd be fine. I learned from watching these different things. If you're typecast, you're working. When you have to desperately struggle and stretch.
So you're like, you don't go with the Ken Wall attitude, which is turn everything down you don't want to do.
I assume those will be the notes in Wise Guys #1 from Dynamite next year, sir.
Just because I want to see a Wise Guy comic.
No, you're not the only one.
So Bronze Age thought that Brave New World was fine.
Well,
John, what do you think?
I've seen it 16 times.
Yeah,
So I'm a bad
figured.
indicator of I am happy to watch terrible Marvel movies over and over again than watch a better movie of something else. Everybody's telling me, go see Mickey 17. I walked right past Mickey 17 and went to see Brave New World again.
So what'd you think?
No, I loved it. I think, unfortunately, was it perfect? No. If you're going to compare it to something like Winter Soldier, don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't think that but I very much enjoyed it. They had a little bit of a clunk with, some of the storytelling or whatever, but there's certain things that are straight out of the comic.
Right.
So if people complain about they don't like this, they don't like that, that's fine. When people are still having trouble with Sam Wilson being Captain America 5 years later and 15 years later from the comics or whatever it is, you've told me all I need to know about you as a fan. So no matter what they do, you're not going to be happy.
Right.
I didn't think it was a terrible movie. I don't think it was by far nowhere near the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe movie they've done. I mean, it was no Eternals or Dark World, but like
that's what I was gonna say.
My biggest issue is it felt like 4 scripts that they wanted to do 4 maybe movies, like maybe even a Hulk sequel, and then they were like, you know what? We need to like cut down. Kevin's telling us to cut back. Let's just take these 4 scripts and combine them into one movie. And surely that will work. There were things that worked. Isaiah Bradley in the movie was amazing. Harrison Ford and Anthony Mackie, they were great in the roles.
Their scenes were very good.
It was a little sloppily written, I think, and a little cheesy. Cherry blossoms. The cherry blossoms thing. Oh, I still think about that, and I just have flashbacks, man.
I think here's the problem. You said it earlier, and other people said it in the chat. This was not one movie. I mean, one script. Rather than just just adapt what the comic did as best as you can fit it into the MCU, or pick one script. I don't care who the writer is. Pick the script, go with that. This thing of rewrites and reshoots and blah, 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 this movie was never going to be smooth. When they start doing that stuff, I think they got the best movie they could with a very terrible backstory. And I mean the backstory production, not the story itself.
Bronze Age Nerd is right. Marvel can't make a Hulk sequel. They can't make a movie that's titled Hulk right now because there's like rights issues with like Universal and other things going on right there. But I'm glad that they were like finally picking up on plot threads that had been dangling for 16 years. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want to spoilers, but the leader was kind of weak in the movie, man. Right? Like
that actor is very good.
He's great, dude. Oh, he's like, oh brother, where art thou? What's his name? Blake something Nelson?
Blake
Nelson.
Blake Nelson. He's got a first name.
Something like that. Like, yeah, that guy's
he's
awesome.
Good. Wasn't he in Watchmen on HBO?
Tim Blake Nelson.
Tim Blake Nelson.
Tim Blake Nelson. I felt like he was in Watchmen on HBO. He's good as an actor. I just don't think the director, and I'm not necessarily trying to shank the director here, I just don't think the director got as good a performance out of him as he could. And again, that's because, there's probably multiple versions of the leader. We've got script on script on script.
Yeah, and also remember, this was the final project that was in production when Bob Chapek was still in charge.
Yeah.
So this is before Iger had come back. And that was something me and Rex talked about on my channel for 2 years, was like that whole thing about Bob Chapek and how he was like running everything into the ground,
Yeah.
So yeah. Timothy Chalamet Nelson, that's his name. Marcus, you're right.
I think the idea of the leader, traditional Hulk character, that's all great. Tim Blake Nelson is an actor. Nothing but respect for that kind of
I know
performance
you're
that
talking
I've seen.
about
But those two things just didn't
mesh.
There were things that were amazing. Not so much Captain America and Red Hulk, but Sam Wilson and Harrison Ford, their scenes together, very, very good. The relationship between Sam and I can't remember his name now, who's the new Falcon.
Joaquin.
That was really good stuff.
Joaquin.
Yes, the Bucky appearance was, that was.
Were we supposed to like? Well, that Bucky appearance kind of bothered me just a little bit, man. Like, what? Maybe they're picking up on that in Thunderbolts. I don't know, but like,
I'm going to assume that the end of Thunderbolts, or at least part of Thunderbolts, will lead into that.
Yeah, Thunderbolts has got it, like, because he's got the long hair in Thunderbolts. He's got the short hair when he shows up. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm guessing
Thunderbolts looks cool though. Thunderbolts looks like it could be fun.
Well, Thunderbolts is going to have Sentry in it, and Sentry makes me I like when Marvel tries to do a Superman character seriously, not in a goofy way, Gladiator with the stupid mohawk because it's the 80s, blah blah blah. I like when they try to seriously do a Superman character, and I got the impression that when they did Sentry, a serious attempt was made to bring someone at Superman's power level. Like I could literally fly through the moon and destroy it if I had to, to the Marvel universe. Because we've talked about this a bunch of times. Some people agree, don't agree. Marvel is generally a lower powered universe setting than DC. You know what I mean? Like Quicksilver is fast, but not flash fast. You know what I mean? There are characters that shrink in Marvel, but they're not, they're not the Atom. They're not Ryan Choi. They're not any of the characters that have been the Atom. Although they kind of tried a little bit with Ant-Man to, don't shrink too small or whatever. But seeing someone at that power level in the Thunderbolts really makes you realize how low and underpowered the Thunderbolts are.
The other cool thing about the movie, John, is it's got Florence Pugh in it, and all I got to say about that is like just doing it.
There's just too many things about Thunderbolts that I know I'm already going to like.
Right. Like what?
I like their version of Black Widow. I like their version of the Guardian. I like those actors. So, there wasn't, and, I absolutely love Sebastian Stan as Bucky. I loved his cameo in Captain America, and I love the fact that they had him do that cameo to sort of set the people straight that are not going to like Sam Wilson as Captain America, whether it's the comic or the movie. Here's the guy that rode with Cap from like day one, and I'm telling you this is all right. And if you don't like it, too bad. That was the impression I got of that moment where he bombs in.
If you ain't down with Sam Wilson as Captain America, we got 2 words for you.
100%. And like I said, I don't want to arm twist people into reading something they don't like, but at least be honest why you don't like it. If you only want to see Steve Rogers as Captain America, that's totally fine. I get it. It's your money. Spend it however you like. When you start trying to pull threads and get into, well, see, here the problem is, no. Literally the reason Sam Wilton, and they say it in the comics, and they say it in the movies, and they say it in the TV show, Steve picks Sam because he's a good person, not because he's a better Captain America or any of that other stuff.
Right.
That's exactly, and they do a great job in the movies of
some great moments in that movie too, or every moment where he realizes, man, I should have taken that super soldier serum.
I laughed so hard every time I see that movie. People look at me like, oh, dude, relax, deep breathing. The fact where he's like, he says it right out. Bucky was full of, I should have taken that serum. And that's the only thing I have to be like, yeah, Sam, I love you, man, but you absolutely, after watching you get bounced off walls in that death metal thing on Peacock, I'm begging you, man, take the serum. As long as you know it works, take the serum. But I mean, I'm gonna like this anyway because I like Captain America.
Right.
I like the idea of Captain America, the idea that it's more than just one guy. And again, that's said by Steve Rogers both in the movies and in the comics.
Do y'all remember when Steve Rogers was a comic book artist?
Oh yeah.
What happened to those days, man? Right.
One of the things where Bernadette was his girlfriend, Rosenthal, and she was like the granddaughter or daughter or granddaughter of someone who'd been in the Holocaust camp. And I think as that story progressed, Cap freed her grandmother from a camp. And now here he is decades later dating her granddaughter.
All right, so got two more ratios left. Rogue Savage Land #2, 125 ratio by Stephen Platt.
And yeah, Space Case says there have been like 5 different Captain Americas. There's been John Walker. In the MCU, Isaiah Bradley's the first Captain America. Let's be clear. I love Steve Rogers, but Isaiah Bradley's the first recipient of the super soldier serum. I don't.
Yeah, and then there was the didn't they they did like a retcon for Captain America in the 50s, how it was another person or something like that, right?
Yeah,
there was that. Yeah.
Depending on which universe you want to look at, after Bucky gets killed, or after Bucky and the Rocket situation, right? A guy, Jeff something, I can't remember his last name, he was a low-level character called the Patriot, like a state
Jack
guy.
Monroe? Was it?
Jack Monroe became the Nomad.
Okay,
right?
that's Nomad. Okay, yeah, that's Nomad, right?
But this guy sort of became like a fill-in Captain America, and I think that guy gets killed. The Patriot was a character who dressed like a Revolutionary War cosplayer, but he had a bulletproof cape. So he tried to sort of refit the cape into a shield, and his partner was sort of Bucky, but it didn't work. People kind of sensed it. They covered that in The Invaders, and they covered it in a few other things.
Dave Saron, what's up, man?
Hey, long time no see, bruh. Nice to see you here. By the way, this Stephen Platt Rogue cover is awesome. I love this cover.
Oh, this is...
We're going to be talking about Captain America the whole rest of the show, though, I feel.
Probably. All right, so last ratio book of the night, Rogue Savage Land #1, 125 ratio by Care Andrews. It is a second print, and we have this one for 40.
See,
this has got to be hot.
If there's going to be like a multiverse stuff, I really want to see Savage Land Rogue. I don't want to see the.
You get the right actor too. Yeah, I want to see Savage Land Rogue.
I want to say I really want to see Savage Land Rogue there. I'm kind of the Sabretooth, whatever they have to do.
All right, let's do a full Rex cap. So the giveaway of the night, the hashtag giveaway, hashtag is #EXP Monday, all lowercase. And the giveaway is Dead X-Men #1, signed by Steve Fox. Only need to enter once to be in drawing. Entering more than once does not help you.
Preston, if I remember correctly, and again, they've retconned these things so many times, there was a part where Rick Jones was training to be Bucky.
Bronze
I
Age,
just don't think it
you
worked.
got a Bronze Age.
Because they reference Rick Jones like professional sidekick, right? He rolled with the Hulk. He rolled with Captain Marvel. He tried to sort of be Bucky. and that stuff just doesn't. You know what I mean? It never works for him. Rick Jones is a guy who never finds a gear, unfortunately, except in the Kree Skrull War.
All right, then we have the 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher, and as always, we got it for $5 to the group. Then we have the DF mystery box, 2 CGC 9.8s, 1 Virgin, 1 Sign, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. Guaranteed retail value of $200. We normally sell for $100. Tonight we got it for $85. Then we got Batman number 145 with Batman cover sketch by Joe Delbiato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we've got this one for $65. And then we've got Avenging Spider-Man number 1 with Spider-Man cover sketch by Ken Hazer and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail $149.99. We have this one for $65. Then we've got Superior Spider-Man with Punisher cover sketch by Tracy Medina and Mariano Nicieza.
The guy who bailed after the first segment?
You got that.
He's not committed to this.
He missed all the banter. See?
He did miss the banner. I understand. He had to take off, but.
All right. So suggested retail of $149.99, and we have for $65. Then I love this one. Red Hulk versus Red Hulk connecting cover sketch by Dan Neidlinger, Tony Scott, and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $299.99, and we have for $129. And all right. So then we got Superior Spider-Man number 1 with Rocket Raccoon cover sketch by Tracy Medina.
Tracy, I'm so glad you put him in an in-game costume. I love that. I know they always have him wearing like a giant gun and all this other stuff or whatever, but.
All right, so suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $45. Then we have Immortal Thor number 1 with Colossus cover sketch by Tracy Medina. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have this one for $40. Then we got Invincible Iron Man number 1 with Black Widow cover sketch by Kirstine Danica Lim. But this is special of the show. Suggested retail of $149.99. Tonight we've got it for $35. And the ratios. First up, you got Star Wars Jedi Knights number 1 by Greg Land. And we have this one for $10.
It's a nice cover. It's a really nice cover.
Red, let me see. Then we've got
Yeah,
Star Wars Jedi Knights number 1, 125 ratio by Greg Land. Got that for $10. Red Hulk number 1, 125 ratio by In-Hyuk Lee. And we have that for $10. And then we got Red Hulk number 1, 1/100. Robbie's favorite, Frank Miller Virgin. And we have this for $70. So it's got to be trading up there.
It's not my favorite. There was that Silver Surfer that I liked. I like most of his Marvel cover work of the modern day. Most other people don't, but I'm a Frank Miller nut. So I love this. You put some heavy black inking on this, put them in Sin City, people love it.
All right, then
Marv. It's Red Marv.
Yeah, this is Marv's brother. This is
Red Marv. Yeah, I love this.
all right, then we have Daredevil number 1, 125 ratio by Stephanie Hans. It is a facsimile of the older one, the original, and we've got this for $10. And then finally, we have Rogue Savage Land number 1, 125 ratio by Care Andrews, second print, and we've got this one for $40. I would not agree with that, Tom Bishop.
Marvels?
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
I'm sorry.
Marvels is okay.
The actress who plays Miss Marvel is a delight. I'm
Yeah,
not
what's her
gonna help.
name? Like Iman Vellani or something like
Iman
that?
Vellani, and I think she wrote a Miss Marvel story. Apparently she is just everywhere promoting Marvel in general. And I think she probably did. I can't think of anyone else who would have done a better job playing that version of Miss Marvel.
Right.
I'm sorry if we're talking about worst Marvel movies. I'm sorry, Morbius is out there now. If you only want to talk about Disney MCU stuff, that's fine. But Morbius is out there. So when you start talking about, oh, I didn't like Marvels, it's fine if you didn't like Marvels. But when we start talking about rock bottom worst,
we need to talk about the Eternals if we're talking about rock bottom worst.
If we're only going to talk about Disney
bad.
stuff, let's talk about the Eternals, man. That is just no. No,
and
please.
Eternals were bad. Rogue 2E. Let's see.
I mean, Craven made people cringe. It was so bad.
So
Craven was apparently so bad it made Sony quit. It makes Sony quit doing them.
It made Sony quit. It was
not
so
even
bad.
Madam Web made them quit.
Triple B, Savage Land, Rogue Savage Land #2. I only had one of, my friend. So that's gone because Bronze Age Nerd picked that up.
I have to say the interpretation there of Zebu is a little bit. That doesn't look like a saber-toothed cat to me. That looks like the kind of saber-toothed cat that's hanging out at like Doctor Strange's house.
I don't know. It kind of looks to me like John Cole when someone's making bacon grease popcorn, man. That's I'm coming for it.
All right, so let's get to the back issues. All right, so first up, we got Marvel Legacy #1 is a 9.4, and we have this one for $10. I love that cover. That's busy.
Yeah, I mean, this is like an eternal. This is like an evergreen thing, right? How do you make a cover this busy look good? That's a serious. When artists do that, I mean, I guess the first person who comes to mind when you see this is George Perez. I don't care if it's 200 characters. I got it.
Yeah, George would have added, like I was about to say, like 100 more characters to it.
This is George before his second cup of coffee.
So where is Craven streaming right now? I have not seen it.
Craven streaming isn't even good enough to stream on like Tubi. Craven is awful beyond the.
So where's it streaming?
Craven will be streaming on March 13th on Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah, it's going to be a Netflix movie. And Netflix is going to tell people who have ad-supported Netflix, oh, no, you have to pay more to see this movie. If you pay more to see this movie, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, I won't. You know that.
Wait till it's on Pluto TV or something and knock yourself in.
All right. Next up, we got Secret Wars #3. This one's in really nice shape. It's 9.2. And we have this one for cool. $10.
Now that does look like Del Keown right there, doesn't it?
I was going to say.
I think it might be Del Keown. That looks like it's Del Keown, but I'm not 100%.
All right.
I like the way they have the subtle variations of green for the Hulk too. Very cool.
It's like the Ninja Turtle toys from back in 87, 88, right? They all had a subtle different shade of green. Yeah.
Pastor Michael, what's up, man? All right. Then we have Astonishing X-Men #6. It is a newsstand edition. It is a 6.5, and we have this one for $40.
And
Colossus doesn't look as good without those lines, I don't think.
He really doesn't. I hate to say it, but he winds up looking like all the other generic metal-skinned characters. You know what I mean? What made that guy unique when they created the character, and who did that? Who did the Colossus thing earlier?
Tracy. Yeah, Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy. And you need that.
This just looks like Silver Surfer with Doc Savage's haircut.
I could understand if this was like an ultimate version of Colossus or something, but yeah, I kind of need those the inking, like I don't know, whatever.
All right,
Pastor Michael, but
then we have Deadpool #6. It is the first appearance of Warda Wilson. It is a 9.2, and we have this one for 30.
Deadpool 2099. Isn't it just still Wade?
All right. So
yeah, you're right. Somebody said that looks like Silver Surfer on the juice. Yeah. That looks like he's gotten to the WWE Performance Center. He's off the indie circuit now.
So Weird's entire family likes the Morbius movie.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's okay for your entire family to be wrong. It's all right.
You had Doctor Who in that movie, and it's still. Come on, yeah.
Eddie, just remember,
I'm just kidding. I still haven't seen it. I can't judge the movie.
Robbie likes Funhouse. Just remember that, Eddie.
Hey, what are you doing, man? Don't bring that up, dude. You're going to get me crying on the stream, man. Funhouse is a great movie. It's a good movie.
Rocky Robbie here for Screenbox.
All right. So then we have Uncanny X-Men number 164. It's 9.4. And we have this one for 40.
Is this the first time that Carol goes binary, or is that like before this? Or is it this one? For some reason, I think it's this one, but I could be wrong.
See, I think it's this one. They sort of. Well,
I'm usually wrong, Marcus. Where are you at, man? Where are you at, Marcus?
Somebody's doing like like March Madness with the bad stuff. A bracket of Madam Web, Eternals, Morbius, Craven.
Our bad movie month is April. So you just wait for April's movie lineup. It's great.
All right. So then we have, let's see, Iron Man number 283, War Machine. And it is a 9.4. And we have this one for 20.
But again, Pastor Michael, man, maybe we have a little segment on the show. Did you
know what, Eddie? Eddie, I'm glad you mentioned that, because you know what? It is, I don't care if you like Morbius because you like Enterprise, so I already know your level of taste in popular culture.
Oh wow!
It's my favorite theme song. Knock him out of the chat. Get out of here with that.
Can we get this guy out of here?
All right. Next up, we have Visionaries number 1. It is 9.0, and we have this one for 10.
The Visionaries were dope action figures, man. They had the holograms. I loved it. I have this book. I have this whole series. I love stuff like this, man.
Now, see, this is the kind of stuff that Disney Plus should have been for.
Yeah, Visionaries is primed to be reimagined, revamped. It'd be way better than Enterprise was.
No.
Way better.
35 watching, 25 likes. Let's get us to 35 likes. I'll figure something to give away. What's your giveaway tonight?
The giveaway is Dead X-Men number 1, signed by Steve Fox.
Oh my God. That's number 5 of 25. Holy free holies.
You just give away Nick's stuff without a care, don't you?
It is.
He'll be in his house.
Wow, number 5 of 35.
I agree, Barlord. I agree. It is
our Lord. You're wrong too, but it's okay. We still love you.
I will say that I am a fan of Enterprise. I'm
35 likes. Let's get to 35. I'll figure something to give away.
Click, click, click. You guys want free stuff? Click, click, click.
Like this video if you think Enterprise sucks.
And it's 30 hashtag Enterprise sucks.
Oh, I'm down with that list.
Oh, now I really need to Mariano here. He's a huge Star Trek fan, so I'm wondering.
Yes, he is.
John has said something before that really works. Like, Enterprise is better if you think of it as like an extended episode of Quantum Leap. And then it makes more sense.
It really does, man. Like, Sam wakes up. Where am I? What is happening? Florida's being destroyed. This is awful. At least the dog likes me.
All right. So then, Silver Age book.
People are actually putting Enterprise sucks in it.
Yes.
That's on nice, guys.
You can't see me.
Justice League of America, number 22. Second Silver Age appearance of JSA. It's a 2.0 to 2.5, and we have for $20.
I got to tell you, I love Silver Age Green Lantern, but not even a power ring will
Jay,
allow
no,
him to
you're not.
bend that way.
We're going to use the same hashtag for both drawings.
I don't know, man. I think your boss just said that the hashtag was going to be Enterprise sucks.
Not on my show. It
I
ain't.
might have heard that.
Not on my show. It ain't.
We got to get Robbie some heel wear. The other day we were talking about.
I
heel
want that
people.
shirt that Jay was showing, man. Like, and you got a nice collection, John.
I do have a collection. There was a company. Unfortunately, the guy real life caught up with him, and he wasn't able to keep up with it. I actually asked him if he wanted to sell the company, but he wanted to hold on to it in case he could ever get back to it. He did these great sort of heel shirts where it was just heel for life type thing. And I thought to myself, I bought a few of them. I was like, this is great.
By the way, we're 1 week away from Cena making his return to Raw. Maybe he'll explain why he did what he did. Very excited. Did you see Cody Rhodes on Friday night, though? Travis Scott messed that guy up, man. Like, I hope Travis Scott gets some receipts, man.
I don't know what Travis was thinking.
He was thinking, where am I? What's going on? He looked lost throughout most of that whole thing.
They kept saying that was Sage, and I'm like, are you sure, man? Because he seems...
This dude trying to light up in the middle of a WWE PLV or PLE, whatever they call him now.
Cody Rhodes fan. But if Cody issues some receipts, that guy has it coming. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Next up, we got Dark Knight Death Metal #1, Legends of the Dark Knights, 125 ratio. So this is a ratio book. It is a 9.6, and we have this one for 50.
Bronze Age Nerd, the next Enterprise before the original series is that Kirk Douglas movie, Final Countdown, where it's on an aircraft carrier. They can't go any further back.
They'll just make up some new lore like they did with Enterprise, right?
No, I think Enterprise, they have to stop. They can certainly do. The Star Trek universe is broad enough that you can do other stuff. And there are people that have done novels and great, like really cool, like Peter David. There's a ton of people out there that for decades wrote Star Trek novels that any of that stuff would have worked for, Paramount Plus series or whatever. I mean, Starfleet.
I got a whole bunch of them here. I would recommend Q and Law, which was written by Peter David. My copy, by the way,
is signed.
Well, I thought it was. I guess it's not. There's another. It's Q squared. It's back there. Anyway, whatever. Q and Law is really good.
If Kirk can beat a Gorn, he can beat John Cena. Plus, John Cena does business right. He knows Kirk going over is what's best for business.
But a Gorn moves really slow.
Have you seen John Cena in the ring this last go around for him? I love John Cena, but that guy's pushing 50 and it shows.
It takes 10 seconds now to do the attitude adjustment.
Did you see that guy when he does like that shoulder? I forget what he calls the shoulder move, but it's like a shoulder block, but he kind of springs off the ropes. Man, that the one he did at the Royal Rumble or whatever, I don't think that guy caught 3 inches of it. And I'm just like, okay, John, I got it, man. You're thinking of Amazon, this and that, or whatever.
Well, if you go and look at it, that dude's never actually come close to connecting on a 5-knuckle shuffle, like ever. Like he's always like 2 feet away from the person. It's great, man. He's protecting people, unlike Travis Scott.
I was going to say, if I was on the mat, I'd appreciate that, man. She was like a 250-pound stud. I didn't want him punching me in the face.
All right. Then we got Wonder Woman #750. It's a Bulletproof Comics variant by Del Otto. It is a 9.6, and we have this one for 40. It is a square-bound book.
This is another author, another writer that's sort of dabbling in that Alex Ross-esque world of let's make them see if it's art or if it's a picture or if it's some kind of weird combination of the two, like pseudo-realism or ultra. I'm not sure what the artistic term is, but I've seen a lot of these covers by this artist, and every one of them kind of makes me look and they're like, how did you do this? You know what I mean? Like, did you just do this with like pencils and markers? Because holy, I'm always super impressed by that.
All right. Then we have X-Men #4. It is 9.4. And we've got it for $10.
Jay, you're right. Chris Van Fleet is, if you are any sort of wrestling fan, casual, hardcore, whatever, the guy just does a great job. I know some people hate the guy. He's a fanboy. Well, we're all fanboys. But like, I never understood that criticism. You're a fan. Yes.
Yeah, let's bring in somebody who doesn't like wrestling to do this,
All right, so we got to take our last and final break. So we're going to do that, and we'll be right back. Hang out, see some more comics, talk about whatever we're talking about.
When is Rex going to turn face, Dave, not heel?
Yeah, he's been heel, bro.
He's been heel. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. No, I won't release my likeness rights for Coppertone Rex. That's heel life, man.
That's reality, boys. All right, we'll be right back.
The limit is the sky with no glass ceiling. But if the shoe fits, feel free to walk up in it. You can catch me in the sky with no flight attendants, or either in the coupe, but the roof is not attended. I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back. I just go forward, I just go forward, I just go forward, I just go forward. I don't hear that, I don't hear that, I don't hear that, I don't hear that. I just ignore it, I just ignore it, I just ignore it, I just ignore it. Rap hitting, I button up Benjamin. I'm not like them, my cloth was cut different. For those that are listening, please know that I never backpedal, nah, never that. I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back. I just go forward, I just go forward, I just go forward, I just go forward. I don't hear that, I don't hear that, I don't hear that, I don't hear that. I just ignore it, I just ignore it, I just ignore it, I just ignore it. I don't look back, I don't look back, I don't look back.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
That'd be really great. Thanks.
All right, we're back. All right, here we go.
Real quick, Rex.
next-
Real quick, Rex. Real
Mhm.
quick. Before you get going, there it is. Q Squared by Peter David. This is one of the ones I have signed by Peter David.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, okay.
There you go. Just wanted
All
to
right.
make sure everybody know I wasn't kayfabing.
All right, so our second Silver Age book of the night, Fantastic Four number 45. It is 2.5 to 3.0. And this we have for 110.
You can go ahead and make this the official Robbie pick of the night.
Yeah.
You know I love Fantastic Four, and this is when Kirby and Lee were on their biggest stride. 25 issues of Fantastic Four, some of the best comics of all time. And Eddie, you're right, dude. I don't know how that dude's still alive. That was crazy.
I'm
when that dude got
surprised
hit.
that Bob Breaker wasn't taken away by the police, man, because that's like homicide, like live streamed. I hope the guy's all right. And I don't really think there was beef where Braun tried to hurt the guy or shoot on the guy or anything, but
Braun was like, we're not having another Logan Paul up in this place. I'm going to take it.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go find out.
All right. Next up, we got Batman number 657. It is an 8.0 to an 8.5. And we have this one for 15. All right. And then we've got Spawn number 2. It is a 9.2. And we have that one for 15. And this one I thought was kind of neat. RoboCop number 1 is an 8.0. And we have this for 10.
I always forgot that Marvel had a RoboCop run.
Yeah, this is cool. Not as cool as the stuff that like Miller did with like Simonson, right? Though, but this is cool.
Now I have to go home and read some Dark Horse, like RoboCop versus Terminator or something, so I'll feel better.
All right. Then we have Thunderbolts number 1. It's an 8.5. And we have this one for 10.
Thunderbolts, the original Thunderbolts by Marvel, one of my favorite runs ever. This was one of the biggest shockers pre-internet. A new team, everybody's checking it out. And at the end, they're revealed as the Masters of Evil. That was so cool, man.
I was just about to say, I don't know if you could pull that off in the age of the internet.
I know, right? And I really hope Baron Zemo shows up in that movie in some form or fashion, man, because to me, like, Baron Zemo is like so much a part of Thunderbolts and what they are. But yeah, now they go more into the Suicide Squad direction. But this whole run, this initial run, Mark Bagley did most of every single issue. Kurt Busiek came in at first. Fabian Nicieza, Mariano's older, less attractive brother, came in and did some stuff. So
trading cards are on the way, sir.
All right. So last back issue book of the night, Beast number 13. It is a 7.0, and we have this one for 25.
I absolutely love the Amazing Adventures Beast. It was slightly, it's a weird gear for this character. And I would tell anyone, I would love to see like an AA collection in like, you know, a soft trade or something so people could read this.
Right.
It was just, it was very much 70s, but I don't, you know, the Gray Beast I always thought was really, really, really cool. Like the way they handled it or whatever. Apparently I'm very much in the minority because they have forgotten everything about that. Like that's not referenced at all. Now you've got original Beast. They want you to remember the blue furry beast from the Avengers. That was cool. And then of course, like the more recent sort of evil. I'm trying to, you know.
All right, let's do a quick Rex cap of the back issues, and then we'll move on to this week's my books. All right, here we go. So Marvel Legacy number 1, it's 9.4, and we've got it for 10. Secret Wars number 3, it's 9.2, and we have that for 10. Astonishing X-Men number 6, it's a newsstand edition. It's a 6.5, and we have this for 40.
Oh, newsstand. I didn't even realize that at first. That's very rare for this era.
All right. So then we got Deadpool number 6. First appearance of Warda Wilson. It's a 9.2, and we have that for 30. Then Uncanny X-Men number 164. It's a 9.4, and we've got it for 40.
Oh no! After Robbie mentioned Visionaries, I went to Marvel Unlimited. I'm guessing because this is a toy crossover, they don't have it.
Yeah, it's Hasbro owns it, so
as it's Hasbro, right? Because
who knows where those rights are at right now?
Well, wait a minute. Who's doing the Energon universe?
Well, that's Skybound, but they just have G.I. Joe and Transformers. Hopefully, GoBots. That would be fun. But like ROM and Micronauts are back over at Marvel for reprints and stuff like that. So Hasbro's kind of got it split around right now.
All right. Then we have Iron Man number 283.
What a shame.
It's a 9.4, and we have for 20.
This is the second or third time Robbie's made me open up Marvel Unlimited in the middle of the show and add it to my library because I'm like, you know what, Robbie, you're right. That was awesome.
So then Visionaries number 1, it's a 9.0, and we have that for 10. Justice League of America number 22, second Silver Age appearance of JSA. It's a 2.0 to 2.5, and we have that for 20. Dark Knight Death Metal number 1. It is a 1:25 ratio book. It is a 9.6, and we have this for 50. Then Wonder Woman number 750, the Bulletproof Comics variant. It's a 9.6, and we have that for 40. And then X-Men number 4, it's 9.4, and we have this for 10. Fantastic Four number 45, it's 2.5 to 3.0, and we have this for 110. Batman number 657.
Robbie's pick of the night.
Yeah.
It's hard if there is a Lee Kirby book from that pop art era to kind of not necessarily be a pick of the week, because this is, let's be honest, this is what Marvel built their empire on. Right. I mean, this is sort of, sure, I'm not taking anything away from Steve Ditko or whatever, but and I'm sure a lot of people had a lot to do with the creative process. Essentially, this is, Lee and Kirby. You can argue about the, who did what or whatever. But I tell anyone now where people are like, oh, this person or that person is more responsible for the Fantastic Four, I'm just going to say this. Go back and read Challengers of the Unknown, and you'll see exactly where almost all the important stuff from the Fantastic Four comes from.
All right. Then we had Batman number 657. It's an 8.0 to an 8.5, and we have this for 15. Then we got Spawn number 2. It's 9.2, and we have that for 15. RoboCop number 1. It's an 8.0, and we have this for 10. Then Thunderbolts number 1. It is an 8.5, and we have that for 10.
Although Pastor said he'd buy the RoboCop book for $1.
And then Beast number 13. These are consignments, so I can't do that. 7.0, and we have that for 25.
Units the Untouchable, I think that is on the cover.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. So now Dynamite Books of the Week. Space Ghost number 11 is out. Will be out on Wednesday.
It's so good.
Cover A by Francesco Mattina. And it is cover price $4.99. Then we have cover B. It's the Jay Lee variant.
Get your foot off Space Ghost's head. What are you doing?
Yeah, Space Ghost getting beat down, bro. I love it.
I'm not sure yet, Marcus. Let me get through this. I don't think so. Then we got cover C, Bjorn Berens. At cover price. Then cover D by Anthony Marquez. And that we have a cover price.
Super cool.
That's very
all right.
That's gotta hit Edward right in his Halloween bone, man.
Yeah, right. All right, so then we got cover F, Anthony Marquez, a Virgin variant. And we have that for 50. Then cover G, 1:10 ratio by Bjorn Berens, Virgin variant. And we have that for 10. Then we have cover H, the 1:10 ratio, Jay Lee, black and white variant. And we have that for 10. Then Space Ghost number 11, cover I, 1:10 ratio, Anthony Marquez, black and white, Virgin variant. And we have that for 10. Then we got cover J, the 1/15, Jay Lee, black and white, Virgin variant. And we have that for 15. And then cover K, the 1/15, Francesco Mattina, Virgin variant. And we have that for 15. Then cover L, the 1/20, Jay Lee, Virgin variant. And we have that for 20. Then cover M, the 1/5, Bjorn Berens, black and white variant. And we have that for 5. Then cover N, the 1:7 ratio, Francesco Mattina, black and white variant. We have that for 7. And then we've got Green Hornet, Miss Fury, number 3 coming out on Wednesday. Cover A is by Francesco Francavilla, and that is a cover price of $4.99. Cover B, the Jay Lee variant, and that is also a cover price. Then we have cover C, the Jonathan Case variant, also cover price. Then cover D, the Jacob Edgar variant, and we have that at cover price. Then we have cover E, the 1:10 ratio J. Lee black and white variant. We have that for 10. Cover F, the 1:10 Jacob Edgar Virgin variant. And we have that at 10. Then cover G, the 1:15 J. Lee black and white Virgin variant. Have that for 15. And Green Hornet Miss Fury number 3, cover H, 1:15 Jonathan Case Virgin variant, and have that for 15. Then cover I, the 1:20 J. Lee Virgin variant, have that for 20. And then Green Hornet Miss Fury number 3, cover J, the 1:20 Francesco Francavilla Virgin variant, and we have that for 20. Those are the new Dynamite books of the week.
You know, and since you got Space Ghost coming out this week, I guess it's a good time to say R.I.P. George Lowe. Did the voice of Space Ghost on Coast to Coast, Master Shake, I believe, right? Yeah. Maybe not.
That's somebody that really enjoyed doing the voice. Since his passing, a lot of people have been posting like pictures and clips or whatever, him in costume at cons or whatever, leaving outgoing voicemails for people. Just to see someone embrace something like that is very cool. I mean, yes, it's a job, it's a career, you know. To see someone like that reminds me of Tara Strong. She's voiced so many characters that people love, and she's, you know, every time I see her at a con, just like so great on panels and stuff like that, taking forever, you know, to do with fans, every last picture or whatever. Stuff like that, now that, you know, every concert, stuff like that is why people go to cons. For like that one moment. Yeah, I can get, you know, I can get the books anywhere. I get the models. In the age of the internet, the dealer's floor has lost some of the allure. When I first started going to cons, there were people that skipped panels and literally just scoured every square inch of
to pick something up
of the dealer panel from stuff that they couldn't get a hold of, right? In the internet age, you know, I mean, this channel alone, I mean, if I want something, how many people own comic book stores on this channel? Everybody. Like, you know, Robbie, do you have that? No. Then I'll just ask the next person. Eventually, someone will have it, whether it's how obscure it is, a statue, a Green Lantern ring, or whatever. Somebody will have it. Yeah. But to go to the con to get that sort of, you know, just these little stories or whatever, and, you know, these little moments and memories and stuff like that, that is worth so much more.
Yeah, I got to meet George Lowe. He was a super, super cool guy. Super cool. Yeah.
So if you haven't already, Jay had the giveaway of the night up there. Hashtag EXP Monday, all lowercase. So make sure you get that in. We'll do the drawing towards the very end.
How many likes are we at?
What's that?
How many likes are we at? Because Nick said we'll do a second giveaway if we do.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't update for me. So
more than once, a Rachel Holland cosplay as Miss Fury has been suggested to the publisher. And she would love to do it.
We are up to 32. So, Jay, what happens? Does that include Facebook and Twitch per se?
Well, I can't see Twitch. I can only see technically from back here. I can only see Facebook, so I have to actually get on my phone and look up. So we got 33 on YouTube now. The other day on the art show, Nick said he wasn't counting Facebook, so I don't know. We'd have to ask him.
All right, so we need
2 more likes, y'all. Come on.
Yeah.
What are we up to, Jay?
Yeah, there are people in the chat who haven't hit the thumbs up. Why don't you hit the thumbs up so we can give stuff away?
33 on my side.
All right. So again, we're gonna have the surprise giveaway, which makes my life more difficult.
Which will make my life more... Give till it hurts.
So while we're waiting for people to do, oh, thank you. I'm pretty sure that's Mr. Easy Go Lucky, the studio.
Oh, very cool.
So while we're waiting for people to do that, I had to show this off. So last night, Jenna made these awesome steaks. They were so good.
Steak pick.
Right. And, you know, I was like, Nick is always posting all these because, you know, Nick, he eats steak 3 times a day, 7 days a week. So I was like, you know what? I think Nick would appreciate that. So I sent him this picture. And before I say what he said to it, I want to see if anybody notices anything.
I can't say anything because you guys already said it.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just happy to see it.
Folks, he told me, he goes, hey, let me know when you're done with that. And I was like, okay. And I was done with it. And I said, yeah, it was great. He goes, dude, it looks great. But if you tilt your head, it looks like the Steakonomicon.
Oh, yeah.
He's telling the story of steak.
And it took me a second. I went back and I looked and I was like, well, what do you know? Yeah, it does.
You just gotta tilt your head to the left just a little.
A little bit. There it is.
So we got past 35 likes, so we got to do another giveaway.
So what are you giving away?
Anybody pick up the Visionaries?
No.
Let's do the Visionaries.
Well, that is a consignment book.
How about we do a Jenna steak?
give away a Jenna steak. She cooks it up and just sends it in the mail.
And I have older sketch covers here.
Give me a second. I'll figure something out.
All right.
I got to tag Nick in my next steak photo.
What to give away.
Nick's never commented on my steak photo, so I gotta tag you in
I
the
don't
next
remember
one.
seeing any from you.
There was, I think John's seen him. There was like 2 weeks in a row. I just ate steak and eggs for dinner every night.
Well, Robbie went through his burger phase too. His burger era was very good.
Yeah. I go through these things where I'm like, I'm going to learn how to make steak really good. I'm going to learn how to make burgers really good. Yeah. I wonder what's next. We'll see.
Sushi.
Oh, that seems like way too involved for me, man. You got to get that like bamboo wrap thing or something. I don't know, man.
You can make people say.
Also, I'm in North Alabama, bro. I don't know where I can get sushi grade fish from right now. You know,
my guess is it would have to be like one of the subscription box things or whatever. We're kind of spoiled being this close to the ocean.
That's
but
true.
I have ruined multiple pieces of quality fish trying to do the sushi and the different things. And yeah, it's edible. Don't get me wrong. I ate it, but identifying it as a sushi roll. That's like an exaggeration, man. Making sushi is easy. Making good sushi is very difficult. Yeah, you can get rice, whatever, do the thing. They have you the bamboo thing, you roll it up. It doesn't stay. You know what I mean? I've had better luck doing like Irish sushi, where I've kind of used like the cabbage leaf and the corned beef and I've rolled it, sliced it.
I think spam musubi might be my next one. We'll see what happens.
There you go.
And Pastor Michael, just so you know, I make excellent chili. I learned that from my mother a long time ago. It's a Halloween tradition we do. And
Ed just gave us a like from his empty channel, but I'm going to drop the link. Eddie's got a YouTube channel. He hasn't started anything yet, but it's going to be awesome already. I can tell you.
Cool.
Eddie loves horror comics.
I know that.
It can't be as good as that Halloween group we have on Facebook.
He is just a big fan of Halloween too. So
Eddie had a Halloween Facebook group for a while, and I loved it because he must have changed like the avatar for it like 100 times a day, and it was one creepier image after the other, and I loved it. Some of them were fun too, but
all right. So let's do the first giveaway. That is the Dead X-Men #1 signed by Steve Fox. All right. So we're going to use the same hashtag for the surprise giveaway. I don't know if Nick's coming back because he took a call. So he may or may not be back. But let's go ahead and do spin that wheel.
Good luck, everybody.
Hey. All right, Preston. Congrats, dude. All right, so Nick has got the giveaway. It is Space Ghost. What is it?
Oh, this
Make
is
sure you let Jeff know.
this is Space Ghost 1 through I guess 6. It's like the collected trade.
All right, it is a trade
Yeah,
paperback.
it's 1 through 6.
That is the giveaway.
I'll do the little van white thing.
You
real
do your
quick.
thing.
Preston, congratulations. It looks like he's a winner.
All right, so let's spin the wheel again and see who gets this one. And the winner is Mike Asbill. Congrats, Mike.
It brings up to 7 subscribers on his YouTube channel.
Excellent. Yeah, check that out if you have time. So Robbie, the movie again tonight is
Dead Ringers.
Dead
Ringer.
Ringers from David Cronenberg for March Madness.
9 p.m. Eastern.
That's right.
So tune into Robbie's channel, PCP, and check it out. Always a good time.
I mean, we've got a ton of people doing stuff. Jay has about 17 shows he does. I don't know how he has time to do this anymore. Every time I turn around, something new is popping up with Jay on it, that he's doing this or that.
Because I love it here, John.
What?
Because I love it here, man.
Triple B has got a great, we've talked about this a bunch of times. If you haven't checked it out yet, I just love to see people that have legitimate enthusiasm for this stuff succeeding, right? Like knowledge or whatever. I mean, Robbie's been doing this for a while. Robbie still keeps the energy up. He clearly enjoys what he's doing. He's not in it for the 4-figure paycheck.
That's a yearly total.
Triple B, I mean, the guy's legitimately excited when a box of comics comes to his house. And, you know, that I absolutely dig that. You can tell when Jay is doing his show, this is so much better than having a real job. You can tell he really enjoys it. And I love that.
All right.
So we're expecting big things, Eddie. There's a lot of people in the group doing stuff now, man. We kind of expect, the bar's been set pretty high. You've got 7 subscribers now. We're waiting for content. Waiting.
You should have 8 now. I just subbed. So.
Oh, wow. They got Robbie.
Yeah, PCP's watching you, brother. You better do good
Wire
work.
Dios, man.
So we'll be back Wednesday at 7. Of course, Nick's original art show on Fridays. And then don't forget tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, PCP. Check out Robbie's movie night. And as always, great to have you guys here. It was nice having Mariana. We'll pop in for a little bit.
Yeah, but then he bailed.
Yeah, well, we get that.
But
then also, before we sign off, before we get going here, I just want to remind everybody, after you watch movie night, like I always do during my break, always watching Robbie and them, come back to the EXP at 11 Eastern, 10 Central for Best Coast Comics. They're going to be talking about comics based on toys.
Oh, Visionaries.
Oh, like Visionaries, yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's what it reminded me of.
Very cool. Comics based on toys, I always found them to be hit or miss. You know what I mean? Some were not memorable. Others were like, I'll go home and read it right now. It was so good. Like
They better bring up Shogun Warriors. That's all I'm saying.
Shogun Warriors is my favorite comic based on the toy. That's from Marvel anyway. It's not even close. Shogun Warriors kind of hit at a time where everything from Japan was cool. Robots, Shogun Warriors and Godzilla. These things are just, they're very neat. Now we're going to see, and of course, Marvel Unlimited won't have Shogun Warriors either. But.
All right. So see you guys on Wednesday. Robbie, have a good show.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Sectors. Oh, Jay, that's a deep cut, man. Sectors.
Be safe.
Good night, everybody.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.